Welcome, YouTube. It's time to start my second series. Now we are playing Canada Socialists in government because we did, in fact, win the elections. I had a wonderful YouTube watcher ask me to show the current seats in Parliament after the election results. So my party is first place, obviously. We're in government. We got 38% of the seats, 129. The Canadian Union for Convergence, or Liberals in real life, 29%, 97 seats. The Liberal Democratic Party, in real life the Conservatives, 25%, 83 seats. The Green Party, 15 seats, 4%. And the Bloc Québécois, 14 seats, 4%. So that's how things stand now that we won the election. Here's my new principal private secretary.
Now you are head of state and will need assistance. I've been here for a long time, and because I've worked with the previous leaderships, I'm very familiar with how the various institutions work. It would be an honor for me to act as your advisor during your term in office, and even through the most difficult times.
All right. One of the other great YouTube GPS players always calls this guy Malkovich, and obviously you can see the resemblance. It's quite obvious, so just a shout out. I think it's First Centurion. All right. Now we're in power. We have no cabinet. You can appoint your own cabinet. And usually you would use people from your own party in power. But I know nothing about these people. I don't know if they're loyal or, competent. I could just base it on how popular they are and if they like me or not. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just let my advisor choose the cabinet by forwarding by a few days. After your first term in office, when you get re-elected, by then you could have spied on them all to find out how loyal they are, how hardworking they are. You don't want disloyal people, or like greedy and cunning people, they call them, because they will cause trouble. They'll complain about each other in public, and they could even become a government mole for a foreign country, spying on us for the foreign country. But in opposition, you have no chance to spy on them. So I'm going to let my advisor choose them. I got all kinds of messages here. Good old Isabel, you're really great.
You're really peachy keen. And I tell you that I keep harping on to my great-great-grandchildren about it. It's true. You're the creme de la creme. And I've seen them come and go.
Why, thank you, Isabel. So I think everybody loves us because we're at 100% and we got in government. Yeah, all these are just thank you, you're great, you're fantastic. Green Party, Family Committee, Women's Rights, pro-welfare guy, humanitarian, thank you. Green Party again, a real friend for our world. All right, let's just keep going, and soon my advisor will offer to create a cabinet for us, a government. Yeah, here it is. Government to be created.
It's your special duty to create a new government. I can do it for you in only one few instances.
Accept. I don't think it happens instantly. Yeah, no, we'll have to wait a day or two for the new government to be sworn in. In the meantime, let's check out the newspaper. No domestic news, so there's nothing I can do about international news yet because I don't have a cabinet. So I'm just going to close it. In the future, I will look at the newspaper and I will care about what's happening in other countries because there's actions I can take. But for now, let's just keep going forward until we get a government. Has it been created yet? Yeah, let's go forward one more day. It usually only takes like 1 to 3 days, I think, to create a government. Before our re-election, like while we're campaigning for our re-election in 5 years, I'm gonna check these people out with my Secret Service, the intelligence, to find out how good they are. Not only the people that are in cabinet, but also the other people in my party to find out who would be the best choices. So you can see he's already filled the cabinet now. So now we can take our first steps on, basically I'm going to call this day one now that I have a cabinet. When you get into power, whether you're starting a new game as government or whether you won power as opposition or as rebels, the first thing you want to do is appease all the people who can overthrow you. In a multi-party democracy like Canada, that's basically just the chief of the army and the head of the intelligence service. In a one-party authoritarian system, it could also be your own party leader. So let's check out. Does he like us? Oh, he likes us pretty good. I want to get that up even higher to the fullest happiness, the big green smile. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to increase the number of soldiers by a little bit, 66 to 68,000. I'm going to increase the commandos a little bit, 210 to 230. And I'm going to increase the army salary to 3,700. That was actually one of my campaign promises. So I'm already going to fulfill one of my promises right now. And we're going to meet him tomorrow. Why not? And while I'm here, I'll schedule a meeting with the head of security. Also likes us a fair amount, but I'm going to make him like us even more. I will increase agent training, fight against terrorism, and political espionage. I might as well increase counterintelligence as well. We need all these things anyways. Over time, we will increase them more and more. In this game, there's no way to like take on the state. You can't just like get rid of your general or your head of intelligence. Nor can you build like a new army or a new intelligence service to replace them with. You just have to accept. Even if you're playing as like a radical opposition party that gets in, you can't like deconstruct the old state. It's just not part of this game. And while we're in here, let's set up our Secret Service international spying. Manage networks. I'm going to get rid of most of these networks. Algeria, I don't need to spy on them. Belarus, no. China, yeah, we will spy on them because they're in the Security Council and they don't like us. Cuba, no. Egypt, yes. I'll explain in a minute. Iran, no. Nigeria, no. North Korea, no. Pakistan, yes. Sudan, no. Syria, no. Thailand, no. Uzbekistan, no. Venezuela, no. Vietnam, no. I'm just going to confirm and go back in. I'm going to start with about 30 in each country. And I might increase it for certain countries later. I'm going to spy on China and Russia because they're in the Security Council and they don't like us. It's good to have some dirt or to make friends with people on the Security Council. One objective, long term in this game for me, I would like to get Canada as a permanent member on the Security Council. Never been able to do that in Power and Revolution GPS4. But I would like to do it. It would be great. I'm going to turn these all to political spying. I think that's a good idea for the first thing you do in any country. You only just have to get one mole in their government, and then you can change the priority to something else. Once you get a mole, then you can find out their national secrets. Like if they're doing something naughty. Oops, I forgot to put Pakistan up to 30. If they're building nukes or if they're funding terrorists, you'll be able to find out about it once you have a mole in their government. So as I said, I'm also going to spy on Russia. And I like to spy on the like countries that I consider troublemakers in like Salafist version of Islam, the really head chopping, violent, theocratic kind of Islam. I think in real life, those are the countries that like help ISIS, and they're just no good in real life. Unfortunately, most Western countries today are helping those countries, but now we're kind of gonna, as I said, I'm gonna play a kind of left socialist, more radical, really democratic, and I'm gonna oppose that kind of thing. So Egypt, Pakistan, of course, Saudi Arabia. They're probably like the ringleaders of the whole thing. Who else? Egypt isn't really Salafist, and neither is Turkey, but I'm going to spy on both of them because they're kind of in that same axis of countries these days. Destabilizing, funding terrorism, opposing democratic norms. Qatar. I'm not like anti-Islam or anti-Muslim, but I am against those kind of conservative, Sunni, pro-ISIS kind of regimes. So who's left? I want to spy on Israel as well. I have nothing against Israel per se, but I do oppose the Netanyahu government. I would like to replace them with a more socialist and peaceful regime because I want to help out the Palestinians. I want to give them a hand whenever possible. I want to help them retain their security and maybe even become a country in the UN. I don't know how much I can do about that, but I do want to replace Netanyahu, get him out of there. How many more do I have? 27. Okay, so that's enough for now, I think. I don't know if I set those all to political spying. I'll have to check in later. For now, I'll assign agent number 1 to Pakistan. Later, I'll send him to Russia once we have a spy network set up there. It doesn't happen instantly. It takes time. There's no point in agent number 001 sitting in Canada. There's no use for that. If you look at him, Agent 001, he does look quite a bit like Daniel Craig, doesn't he? And I don't think that's a coincidence. What does it say? It's not. History has given us many famous spies, including Mata Hari, the dancer with 150 lovers, shot by the French for espionage in 1917. Closer to us, Günter Guillaume was the personal advisor of Willy Brandt and was a Soviet spy, a revelation that brought about the fall of the German Chancellor. Willy Brandt was the Chancellor of West Germany, but his personal advisor was a Soviet spy. But the most famous spy in the world remains a fictional character. Of course, it is Bond, James Bond, Agent 007. So our guy is called Agent 001. And as I said, he looks like Daniel Craig, James Bond. Alright, now we also want to position our satellites, and we have only one. It's probably over in Syria or Iraq. Because we are fighting, Canada is at war with the Jihadist Caliphate, that's ISIS. I'm actually going to bring, okay, I'll show you. Canada does have some fighters and drones here in, what's that, Kuwait? Yeah, that's Kuwait, right? Yeah. We have 6 fighters and 2 drones. I'm going to bring them home once I placate the head of the army. Let's see if we can find our satellite. You can just draw a square. And if you have any units, it'll say, oh yes, there it is. Okay. Actually, that position is not too bad. I'm just going to move it over here a little bit so it's right in the middle of ISIS country. Even though I'm not really going to fight them, I'm going to bring our planes home. I'm not at war with anyone else, so there's no one else I really need to be looking for military units with. What else do I need to do on day 1? That might be about it. I think that's it for day 1. So let's go forward by just to tomorrow morning, and I'll meet with the army chief and the spy master. Uh-oh, what's happening? We've got a lot of processing happening here. My computer isn't the greatest in the world, but usually when it pauses like that, it's because a lot of stuff is happening. Oh, no, not really. I don't know. All right, Chief of Army. You want to really butter him up? Offer a coffee. Cheer him up. Offer champagne. You're really the best, Thomas. Does he like us? Yeah, he's at full. Good. That's probably mainly because of the funding to the army, not because of what we said, but it could be a combination. So that's enough. We'll end the meeting. Meet the spy master. Whoa, here come all the messages. All right, the spy master's happy with us. Good advice. Now here's the head of the army. He loves me too. The armed forces are with you.
Your politics are on the right track. At last, the fatherland is ahead who tackles the problems head on. And this is good for the troop morale. Launch the attack. Don't close your positions. The army is with you.
Right on. Look, you can see he's a 5-star general. So he's the head of the whole military. The entire military. He's the head of the chiefs of staff. Minister for Labor. Bad figures for unemployment. Prime Minister, the latest figures point to an alarming change in the unemployment that affects 7.63% of the active population. All right, don't worry, Edgar. I'm on it. I'm going to get that down. Here is my meeting with the head of intelligence. He already loves us, but we already scheduled a meeting. Offer coffee. Cheer him up. Offer champagne.
I'd be happy to.
You are really the best. You really are the best. And yeah, he loves me. Okay, so now we can act. Now that the state bodies love us, we don't have to worry about getting overthrown. I think the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to go to justice and create an amnesty. The big one. Amnesty, whose Greek root means to forget, is a public law concept. An amnesty often takes place when a new leader comes to power. It cancels the prosecutions delivered by his or her predecessor. Sentences of less than 3 months. This is kind of just a FU to the previous government. Like, I don't consider you guys very democratic. He took a lot of anti-democratic actions. So I'm going to let some, small-time crooks and people who got caught smoking marijuana out of jail. The other thing I want to do, usually I only like to do one thing per month, but in this game, I find that there are often riots in the first week or two of power. And it seems to me that opening the integration policy gets rid of them. So I'm just going to do that right now, because the sooner the law passes, the less likely we are to have riots. It will take a few weeks to pass. We might have riots in the meantime anyways. An integration policy aims to help foreigners settling in a country to integrate into their new society. The public authorities can make it more or less flexible. Immigrants can benefit from the same treatment as the citizens of the country, and different responsibilities can be imposed in exchange, such as learning the national language. Alright, so I don't know if this will work in every country to get rid of riots, or I don't know if every country even has riots, but in Canada it seems to work. So maybe in democracies it works. I'm going to open it. Confirm. Now let's check. My own party likes it 91%. Parliament overall 68.6. So it's going to pass. But she only likes me a little bit. I'm going to meet with her. Try to get her to argue in favor of it, and then hopefully, you know, I'll say nice things to her. Hopefully she'll like me a bit more too. Alright, let's go forward. Offer coffee.
No thanks.
Compliment. Your militants can be proud of their leader.
It's very kind of
Champagne.
you. Do you think it's
Ooh, she's depressed or something. Sorry, I skipped it. It said, do you think it's reasonable? I'm at rock bottom right now. Usually they only say that when they're like depressed or something. Alright, she likes me, so tell her she's charming.
you're gonna make me blush?
Ah, she likes it. So I could ask her to be my mistress. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stay faithful to my wife. And ask her to vote encouraged to support this law, the
No
integration
problem.
policy.
That's what I was.
Ah, speaking of which, on the first few days, it's good to meet with your family and friends, just like it was in opposition. So I'll meet with my new wife. The wife, your family and friends change when you start an opposition and win party. Mother, father, gentleman, and my friend. Alright, wife, doctor, mother, father, friend. One thing I want to do right away, I'm going to offer peace to the jihadist caliphate. Send. You know, I'm no fan of ISIS. Obviously, I hate them, and that's why I'm setting up my spy networks the way I am. But I don't want to fight wars. I want to bring our troops home, and their job is just going to be to defend Canada. That's going to be their only job. Alright, let's have these meetings with family and friends. As I said in the last playthrough as opposition, I think the more often you meet these people, the more loyal they will be and the less scandals they will cause. Especially the spouse. You're the most beautiful woman in the world, darling.
I like it when you're intense.
Offer to make love.
Sorry, darling. I still have lots of cloth and stuff to buy or do today.
New wife, same message. So, now that we're in power, we have a couple more options. We can encourage her to be more discreet. If she starts blabbing and blabbing and blabbing in the newspaper, we can ask her to zip it. And you can even divorce her, but I'm not going to do that. She likes me. I can get that up a bit more if I meet her more often. Now, the doctor.
Wow.
Alright, same as at the end of the opposition.
Nice. For just a
I don't know if that means I'm actually not in good health, or if it's just up to the doctor's personality, or what. But maybe if I meet him more often, it will increase my health. Each character does have a health rating, and it's important. What does the terrorist jerk leader of ISIS have to say? He canceled it. He doesn't want peace. That seems absurd, as if the leader of ISIS wouldn't want us to stop bombing him if we offered. But I'm going to bring our guys home anyways. 6 fighters, 2 drones. Allocate. I'm going to bring them home. It will save us money too. Having any troops overseas or in foreign countries costs lots of money. So I'll just send them to the airbase nearest the capital. That's Kingston Air Base. And then we will, you can see here, military operations. Soldiers in foreign countries, 160. Annual cost 0. That's weird. If you send them over there, though, it would cost you money. Maybe just because they were coded to be over there at game start. It doesn't cost anything. I'm not sure. Here's Mother. You're the most beautiful mother in the world.
Oh,
Offer flowers.
oh.
And again, you can ask her to be more discreet or more talkative. So you can ask her to say more nice things about you in the newspaper or to zip it. Let's meet with Dad. Dad the Grouch. And an official car.
Thanks. Honest. I swear.
Compliment.
Jerk. Why don't you work instead of walking your both brother?
See, he's a grouch. Give him his pills.
Leave me alone with this poison. I'm as right as rain.
Sure. And reduce your gambling, old man.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we've said enough for today, so I'm going to leave you.
And just the friend is left, right? Cancel traffic offensive.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. I enjoy them. But getting my work done aside, that's expensive, but it takes a while.
Ask him about market trends.
Look at this sector. Everything that's going on with it. I love it.
Yeah, this is actually the biggest sector in the Canadian economy. I can show you right here. Utility vehicle construction, main production. 14% of all production in Canada. Encourage him to limit his scheming.
Oh, I'm not doing anything wrong. Just a few little deals here and there.
He likes me. Alright, we're at 27 minutes almost, so that's going to be it for this first episode of Canadian Socialists in Power. Please tune in next time, and please like this video and subscribe. I'm really trying to grow the channel. Thank you for watching. Please comment, ask me questions, give me suggestions. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.